All right, good day and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Live the Fuel show. So today I am tuning in with a new guest co-host, and he is airing from Austin, Texas. And apparently it's quite hot there. But enough
Oh,
about
yeah.
the heat. We're going to talk about what he's going to bring to you guys today. Obviously, newer listeners, guys, we're here to fuel your health, your business, and your lifestyle. And I actually predict that this gentleman's going to hit on all three domains, which most of you are struggling to balance because, well, we're going to talk about some sleep, not just sleep. This gentleman, he's got 10 years of experience as a CMO. And as a marketing guy, I'll explain that to you. It's a chief marketing officer of Speakeasy Marketing. And it's a firm that's helped over 900 attorneys nationwide improve their law practices. I got friends that are lawyers, and some have a clue and some don't when it comes to business and marketing. But not just being a marketing geek, he's also the author of 5 books, including Secrets of the Attorney Marketing Law School, The Rest Not Teach, first and second, third editions, The Ultimate Guide to Local Business Marketing, Bitcoin, I own some, and a whole lot more. This is a long bio. I'm going to jump right in here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about some sleep. We're going to talk about goodnightsleepproject.com. Richard Jacobs, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. How you doing, Scott?
Well, apparently cooler than you since it's a tad hot. So,
Oh, yeah.
and as I was telling you before I started the show, I will probably catch your heat wave next week and the week after here on the East Coast. So I will thank you in advance for sending it our way. So,
Oh,
and ladies,
mid-December, January, you'll be crying for the heat again. As you know what happens.
yeah, actually, I'm a skier. So
Oh, okay.
I love the winter, and I especially love the fall because I'm also a mountain biker. So really, we're coming into like my peak seasons. So
Excellent.
yeah. And Texas is really hard to find. Well, at least the skiing part of it. I did a race outside of Austin, the Austin Rattler, which was a Leadville qualifier for Leadville, Colorado, which is an ultra mountain biking race. You're supposed to do in Leadville. You're supposed to do 100 miles at 10,000
wow.
feet altitude. But
Yeesh.
there's some kind of ranch. I was moving to Colorado years ago and detoured through Texas, dropped in on Austin. Had never been there before. And there's some ranch outside the city limits they do mountain bike races at. It was super cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
And yes, it was quite hot.
Well, being at high elevation or being in the heat, I guess it's good for training either way.
Yeah, I couldn't score the altitude, but actually, does Austin have altitude?
No, but I'm saying it's
Yeah.
if you want to be the best at what you do, being in various conditions like hot, cold, high altitude, low is good for you, I'm sure.
Well, and you guys definitely brought the heat. So, and I ended up having to do, what was that race? 60 miles on a mountain bike. It was awesome.
Jeez,
Hey.
long way.
And then I slept like crap, because I was camping. And that's a perfect segue, actually, because I know a lot of people who struggle to sleep. I know apparently it can be a pillow because you're not the only one doing stuff in the pillow market. But
Right.
just on the health nut side, I've not just myself, I actually sleep pretty darn well. I used to be, if you don't know my whole backstory, I spent a couple of years out west doing wildland firefighting with the federal government. Like you
Oh,
get done hiking in the mountains 16 hours a day fighting fire, and you just roll out your bedroll and like roll up your sweatshirt and your cold gear and turn that into a pillow.
right.
Now, clearly, you're just doing something with a little bit more technology involved. Am I correct?
Yeah, and this is for chronic situations like your bedroom. If you go camping, yes, we get a travel pillow, sure, but
Oh,
the problem people have really is chronically, night after night, month after month, their sleeping situation is not good and they have problems. That's what it's
okay.
for mostly.
So before we dive right into the tech, and I know you're a bit of a tech guy too. So why did you target a pillow out of all things? Do you have a personal struggle there?
Yeah, I've had sleep problems for 20 years. My dad has sleep apnea. I remember, recently now thinking about him, during the night snoring, keeping me awake sometimes and gasping, and it's terrible, And I've had sleep problems for a long time. I keep very late hours. So I've, got blackout curtains for my room. Um, not the skinniest person. I've been snoring and I've gotten some sleep apnea myself. I've tried melatonin. I have a fan for white noise. I've gotten new mattresses. I've done tons and tons of stuff. But it got to the point where, I'm laying there one morning, I'm talking to my wife, and she's saying, "Oh, I hate the pillow I'm using." And I said, "I don't like mine either. It's going flat. So she said, you're always with the ideas, why don't you go do something with it? And I said, they need a custom thickness pillow so I can sleep right and not have to worry about this stuff. She said, go do it. I said, all right, fine, I will. And that's how it started last October.
Oh, wow. So basically your wife called you out.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Aren't they great for that?
They're great motivators. Yes.
I mean, I'm a newlywed. We've only been married since March. So, but she's already really fallen right into that role. Really good at calling me on my shit. So,
well, by the way, they motivate you overtly, and then there's subtle ways that you won't discover for another year or multiple years, and you'll realize, wait a minute, this changed, and your wife may smile or may not, or may let on or may not, but she's working on things you don't even know about.
How long you been married?
20 years.
Okay, yeah. All right, I trust you. I mean, this is my longest relationship yet. So, I mean, I just turned 42 a week ago, and we've only met barely 7 years ago. So okay. I figured, if I'm going to wait this long to get married, I'm going to do it once. So,
right on.
But let me tell you, I joke around about not having sleep issues. Sleep is a major issue. Okay. I've spent years coaching different sports, health, fitness, weight loss, weight transformation, you name it. And obviously I have a marketing business, but it's just, I have two brains. I'm business and I'm health. I can't help it. I roll with both. And you'll appreciate this is that people undervalue rest and recovery. Mm-hmm. And not just the tech. I mean, I'm obviously we're going to geek out about your pillows here, but something called circadian rhythm. Have you studied it?
I live a very unusual one. I go to bed 3 or 4 in the morning. I get up at 11 or noon for 20 years, and people go, "Oh my God," Yeah. So I have a strange one.
So, okay, to be fair though, you do have a program. So obviously, yes, you are breaking the natural way, the Paleolithic era, the caveman way of, hey, we're supposed to rise at the sunrise, sleep at sunset, cave, all that stuff. You and I was nodding with you for people that are listening to the podcast and not watching it on YouTube because, yes, I have blackout drapes. Yes, I have no tech, no TVs allowed in the bedroom. My wife does not like the negative noise apps. But I finally got her to go with like a little turbine fan, and she's good on the low speed, not the high speed. So yeah, we're doing all this. But one of the basic knowledge things I want to share for our audience that you probably already know you're doing is that circadian rhythm, yes, is perfect if you do sunrise, sunset, but at least do a consistent hourly cycle with right around the same go to bed time and wake up time. So you were saying 4 a.m. to 11. Cool. All right, you're averaging 7 hours. Granted, you're against the sun, but at least you're trying to stay consistent with that. And that's been that way for a while?
Yeah, 20 years, 20 plus years, yeah.
Okay, man. Are you a techie? I mean, are you playing with tech in the evenings?
I am, but it's not that, it's very psychological. It's not like I can't fall asleep. I fall asleep pretty quick, like usually 10 minutes after I lay down.
Yep.
It's that, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing out on something, or I don't know. All of a sudden, I get this energy to work at night, or I want to work on things, or it's quiet, or I'm not being bothered, or there's all these psychological reasons. So I just find myself going back to that. Like we go on vacation, and I'll get up early and I'll go to sleep early because we got to go on tour and stuff. And when I get back, I slowly fall back into my pattern, but I fall back. It's weird.
Well, I could support you though. I mean, my wife has no problem going to sleep. I have no problem going to sleep. Usually, if I could hear stuff going on around me, as long as I keep my eyes closed, I mean, I'll be aware, but then fall deep back in. Her, no, man. 5 a.m. guaranteed. That girl's up. She's like you. There's something going on. Now she's an equine horse vet doctor. She works on animals all the time. She unfortunately has her circadian rhythm broken from years of just being a doctor and being on call. Because whether you like it or not, the phone rings. You're getting up.
Get an answer. Right?
So now those are few and far between compared to like a human doctor, but she does get them. And then she struggles to go back to sleep, and she's done, I don't know, she's done sleep meds and all kinds of stuff to try it out. And I'm anti-drug. So now I agree. She's tried 3 different fancy pillows. I now have one of the fancy pillows. I have no idea what brand it is, but I love it. It's great. She moved on to one. She had one with water in it. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, water cooled. It's usually for cooling, but yeah, you can, for support too, you could try that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and then it sprung a leak. So I was like, well, that tech is worthless. It didn't even last a year. So I figured you'd appreciate that. So now, and actually, I'm going to do some screen sharing here, ladies and gentlemen, here, because right on your site, I noticed you got a couple different things. So while you dig deeper into this, I want to make sure people can see it for the video watchers.
Sure.
Stand by. Let's bring up, because right there on your homepage, obviously you're hugging a pillow, but then these down here with the color accent on the edges, you got one with like a neck, looks like a neck spot's cut out. You got a little tiny travel one, then you got these two bigger ones.
That's a huggable one, actually. Yeah,
the
one with the furrow in it. What you do is when you lay on your side, you'll rest your arm in that furrow.
Oh, I've seen these. I mean, people creating arched ones and all kinds of things. That's what that is? Oh.
Yeah, because when you lay on your side, what happens is as you relax, you'll tend to roll forward. That prevents you from doing that.
Well, and I'm a side sleeper anyway. So, and actually I usually sleep with my arm tucked under my pillow.
Huh. Yeah, people do that too. But you still will, you do that because you'll tend to roll forward otherwise. And depending how big you are and how heavy you are, it could be a big problem.
Well, I can tell you, I mean, my own father, he's a heftier guy. Actually, most of my family are. They don't follow my ways. I support them. I love them. But my father hasn't slept with my mother in the same room for like 20 years. The guy invests quality money in these huge recliner chairs, like loves his recliner chair. And I remember years ago when I was a kid, and I wonder if your dad did these. Do you ever wear those like white football strips that holds your vasal passages open?
The breathe right strips.
Yeah, the breathe rights. Yeah, there you go.
They hold your nose open. Yep.
Yeah. See? So
well, let me tell you something quick. So I just saw a stat. It's either the American Academy of Sleep Science or some big organization. They said 25% of couples don't sleep in the same room because one or more snore and other issues, and that's underreported.
Yeah.
Because think about it, it's embarrassing. The couple doesn't sleep together. So that's a major sleep issue people don't know about.
But here's the funny thing. So we dug into the history on this because, in the next year or two, we're looking for a bigger house. Nothing crazy, but just something more space. And she wants 2 separate bedrooms. And I was like, why? So you could stop messing up my sleep? And she's like, actually, if you study the history, because we geek out, and actually, if you look back, many cultures, you would get together for your lovemaking experiences, and then you would part ways and go sleep in separate areas. And so it's just in the modern times, we think it's weird, but actually historically, it was very common. It was standard. So I found that interesting.
It's all how you look at it. I mean, a lot of couples will sleep separately because they have to. Because again, someone snores or it's not comfortable or different circadian rhythms, as you said. So I remember I had this conversation with my wife, but mine was because of the snoring. So I said to her, we're not together when we're sleeping. We're together when we're awake. And she was okay with that. So for years and years and years, that was our arrangement. But it still bothered her, I could see.
Yeah.
There's that, it does hurt the relationship a bit. So it's something you got to really be on guard for if you do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I told her I'm open to anything at the next house, but I was like, admittedly, like I was a guy who was a self-proclaimed bachelor for years, and then I found somebody who actually loves me, which taught me to love her. And I think it is kind of weird a little bit. Like I want to sleep in the same bed with her. I want her to know that I'm nearby and close and all that stuff. So maybe that's our modern ways. But let me tell you, I sleep great. She does not. These pillow thing, man. Again, the water thing. She's done different fills, different fabrics. Now, I noticed on your site, you guys get into custom tailoring. So is that the big thing that differentiates you? Because there's these purple pillows now, and
right.
And these ghost pillows or what Casper. I mean, what the heck is going on? Now, I noticed I'm screen sharing again. You guys have the claim to fame that you're America's only custom tailored pillow. And I noticed there's some zippers on the side here. So this is cool. So help me understand this.
All right. So there's a couple of super important examples. So, we're on a video here, right? So you can picture this and you can listen if you're not on video. Tilt your head to the side 10 degrees or so, right?
Okay.
And now imagine 10 pounds of weight on your head, which is the weight of your head if you're sleeping on your side, okay?
Okay.
Now stay like that 6, 7, 8 hours. What's going to happen to you?
No, you got a neck cramp when you wake up.
Yeah, neck, back. Well, if your pillow is not the right height for your shoulders, you could straighten your head, by the way. If your pillow's not if your pillow's not the right height for your shoulders, you're going to sleep either tilted up or tilted down. And you sleep like that, you're going to have massive problems. So the pillow is high tech, but it's also incredibly low tech. The number one thing this does is it keeps your head and neck aligned, your head straight up and down when you're sleeping on your side or your back. That's like the number one thing it does. And there's a bunch of features, if you want, I can go into on why it does that. Another thing you need to know is that your airway, and everyone's airway, is like a hose, like a garden hose. It's like 0.6 to 0.8 inches. That's it. So if that thing gets kinked, just like when you're watering the lawn, it goes, and the water will shoot out. Well, it's hurting your air, your ability to breathe.
Right. You're
There's
pinching it
nothing
off.
more important than that. You don't breathe, you're dead. So your body will do anything to make sure that airway is functioning right. That's why people do things like grind their teeth. Kids wet the bed. Kids have ADHD. People wake up with all kinds of pains and cramps. They snore. They, all kinds of stuff. So these are like the key thing to know about sleeping. You got to fix that. Nothing else matters if you don't fix that.
I never thought about the height thing until literally you and I are talking about this right now. And it's funny because the reason why I like that one fancy pillow she bought is it was thicker than my past ones. But it had that like a medium firmness. So once my head did set into it, it didn't drop so low like my prior pillow, and it was still higher than my prior pillow, but it wasn't so thick that like I was actually overextended upward. Right. So,
so now imagine you take a picture of yourself, which is how we get people to get their information to us. And we have a machine vision program that measures all your dimensions, your shoulders and all that.
Oh yeah. Let me screen share that again. There we go.
Yeah, it makes a custom thickness pillow based on your shoulder width and your head height, etc. So that's what's going to keep your head straight, is it's custom to you. It's not just thick or thin or one size fits all type of stuff. It's custom to the person.
So this app that I'm screen sharing right now, again, people listening in the normal podcast world, you can go watch this on YouTube, and we'll obviously air this on Facebook like we normally do. But so your app literally just taps right into the camera. You have it looks like is there zooming that you have to be a certain distance to get accurate measurements, or what's going on there?
Yeah, you want to be 7 or 8 feet away, and you want to hold something like a Barnes & Noble loyalty card or an object that we can use as a ruler, essentially.
Oh.
So everyone has you could use like the backside of a credit card or, again, Walgreens card, whatever it is, or you can even hold a phone. I need to know what kind of phone, but again, we need something to act as a ruler in the picture to measure everything. And then the AI will measure, 14 different things about you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. Now, I'm impressed because I'm actually playing your support video right now. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but we can.
Yes.
So, yeah. So okay, there you go. Shoulder width, neck width, face height. Never thought about the height of my face. Okay. That makes sense.
Well, again, your head is laying on the pillow, and some people have very narrow heads. Some people have very round heads.
Oh yeah.
Short, long, etc. All these factor into you sleeping on the pillow and being comfortable and it being straight for your neck.
Yeah. I mean, right off the bat, I could tell the gentleman you're using in the demonstration here, like I'm 6'4". My shoulders are definitely broader than his. I get it. I didn't really think about it. Never thought about face height. I figured you just lay it on a pillow. Wow.
The old joke, some people have no neck,
Oh, yeah.
They're like this. So there's, people come in all different shapes and sizes.
Well, and especially, I mean, then you transcend, different sexes, let alone the physical height. There's also probably different weights of the noggin, right? Your head. Like, I mean, my wife, she jokes around all the time. She's like, I got a big head. I was like, that's because you got a big brain, baby. You're a doctor.
That's cool.
So, I mean, but it's like, that's true, right? There's different size, there's different weights of people's heads. So now you guys don't like weigh people's heads or ask them to weigh it, do you?
No, we don't need to go that far. My whole goal was to make this unbelievably easy for us to make you the pillow and it be custom to you.
Okay.
So a picture is the easiest way. Like my dad lives in New York. He was dropping me off at the airport and he's about to say goodbye. And he goes, you didn't get my pictures for the pillow yet. I said, we could do it right here. He's like, I'm standing in the drop-off lane. I said, it's fine. Hold this. I gave him a card. Don't get hit by a car. I took his pictures. I said, all right, bye, love you. And I made his pillow and it worked just fine.
That's cool.
So I get pictures from people like at home, at work, all over but I wanted to make it easy. You could be anywhere and get this done.
That's pretty smart. I mean, how long did it take you guys? Did you actually outsource the app, or because you were so techy, did you do it DIY in-house?
No, I have programmers in-house that did it.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is super cool. I mean, I did not, I mean, there's, again, I'm seeing a lot of cool pillow tech and mattress tech. But first of all, I like the fact that you are targeting a very niche environment. Like you could go after the mattress next, but right now, like crush the success story in the pillow market, because I can tell you, my wife has already spent money on at least 2 or 3 high-end pillows and she's still not happy. So we may have to become one of your success stories here after talking to you today, because none of those companies have you measure anything. That's the funny thing.
Well, what they are doing is they'll say, we put golden goose feathers in it, or it's hypoallergenic, or it's, smooth and silky, or it keeps you cool and all that, which is great. Well, that's important. But if your head's like this, I don't care if there's like plutonium in the pillow, it's not going to help you. It needs to be mechanically right first.
That's a good point. So now obviously, so is there a standard I mean, I'm geeking out now. Is there a standard fill? Is there different fills? Or you guys just focus on the custom measurements and then everything else is standard across the board?
Yeah, right now the fill is standard.
Okay.
Again, it's like the 80-20 rule. The most important thing is to get the alignment right. So if you look at the pillow, you'll notice it's a wedge shape. And there's a reason for that. A normal pillow, you lay on it, the weight of your head will dent you into the pillow, okay? This one, you'll sleep on the thick end. So what happens is when you lay your head, now it flattens out to be flat.
Is that what I'm seeing here? Here we go. I see that seam. There's a skinny on the left and then a fat on the right in this picture?
You're not going to see it from this orientation, but the earlier picture you showed shows it.
Oh, let me go back to the homepage.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to understand the wedge thing.
Yeah,
it is tapered at the bottom there. Okay.
Yeah, scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can see it there, yeah.
Oh, wait, where? Keep going?
Okay. Yeah, no, stay there. That's fine. Just go up and that should be fine. So again, if the pillow's flat to begin with and you lay on it, the weight of your head's going to dent it in.
True.
That does a couple things. The pillow will crowd around your face and your head. It'll make you hotter. So I have a couple customers that told me they were sweating at night. And when they use this, they didn't, because this pillow doesn't gather around your face.
Oh.
It doesn't, a soft enough pillow will have the pillow in your face, which you won't like. But this keeps you cooler, first of all, because it doesn't gather around your head.
Right.
Second of all, again,
I don't need water cooling.
Well, no, again, that could work, but I'd rather do it more simply. And the reason why this one's cooler is it's not all over your face, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
and again, the wedge it's flat once you lay on it. The weight of your head helps it to be flat.
Here you can really see the wedge. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Where the zipper is and everything. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, and it does it's bulbous in the center there on the surface area. So once your head hits it, it would compress that, but then it's thinner, and obviously the thinner part goes to where your neck is.
No, the thicker part is where you lay your head.
Oh.
And
okay.
The thinner part's away from you, because again, the weight of your head will make that into a flat shape.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
I totally missed that. All right. Well,
okay.
There you go. I got to work on my active listening skills. Usually I'm pretty on it, but I was like, I just didn't, again, I've never seen a pillow like this. So I'm very intrigued. So
some people are thick-headed, right, Scott?
I like it. How long did it take you to figure this out?
Probably about 3 months. I had a bunch of people lay on a bed. We took pictures of them, as they were sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not sleeping, but as they would lay as if they're sleeping. Because you don't think about, what am I doing if I lay on my side or my back? Like, if you lay on your side, by the way, your neck rests on your arm and your head rests on the pillow. If you lay on your back, your neck and your head rest on the pillow. And then we also looked, the bones in your neck are closer to the back of your head. So it's got to be softer than if you're laying on your side where you have your neck protecting your spine there.
Mm.
So we had to make the back sleeper softer than the side sleeper. So there was a lot of nuance to this.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot of background work. I like it. I mean, that's important too. You can't just slap something together and hope to sell it. But that's a little bit of research. Because that's the other thing. I mean, are you the only one who's doing custom measure then?
So far as I know, yeah. We filed a bunch of patents on it too, because again, it's a unique thing. So, yep.
Well, I mean, smart move on the patents, obviously. And I like the fact that when you go to your homepage, like you're hugging a pillow, but that's not your pillow. That's like a regular, like hotel pillow or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that's the other thing. I noticed a lot of stitching patterns and stuff on your design. Is that just because, I mean, a quilted pattern pillow is better for zone management? I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
It has to look nice. So if
Okay.
you just make like a boring, rectangle, people think, but then again, you can't make it look too weird. So the ideal form of this is a bit different than what's shown. But when we first did that, people were like, this is weird. How am I going to put a pillowcase on it? So I had to
that was
go
my
in
next
between.
question.
I had to go in between.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that next. I'm like, oh yeah, like how does that? Yeah, I mean, what's up with the? So this will fit. I mean, that's the other thing. Are these queen pillows, king pillows? Because that's the other thing. People think of size pillows and they think, oh, I need a king size pillow for my king bed. But
Right.
I guess, well, you're actually focusing on the person's measurements first, and then.
Well, we have most of the pillows standard. So the width, we have standard widths.
Okay.
The height, I call it. Like imagine an arrow sticking out of the top of your head. You'll notice the pillow is not as tall as other pillows.
Okay.
But the width is normal. And the width is mostly what people care about. So the pillows look right on the bed, et cetera.
Yeah.
If you're tall, the nice thing is this pillow can sit higher on the bed, closer to the headboard. So
That's
your feet don't dangle off the edge. It's a nice benefit from it. But that's probably, one of the differences versus like a normal pillow.
That's a big thing for me because like this house was built in 1910. So we had a lot of restoration work done to it, but the bedrooms aren't that big. So we're not going to try and cram a king size bed in there because we also have our dog. He sleeps in there. He's got a dog bed. He's got a nicer bed than we do, I think. He's got a Posturepedic mattress that she folded in half. I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Calvin rules the roost here. I'm surprised he's quiet right now. But I noticed that I fit the queen bed fine, but I notice I always push my pillow right up to the top of the headboard, and I'm all stretched out. But it does drive me nuts because her pillows, like my pillow, is a little bit longer, so I have a special longer pillowcase for it because I hate when my pillow's hanging out of the pillowcase. Maybe it's OCD. I don't know.
It's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, so would you say that your pillows are standard? I don't know. Standard width, queen width. I don't know. I don't know the industry that well. I just buy stuff.
Yeah, we have standard widths, but again, the length or the height or whatever you want to call it, this dimension is shorter than what you'd think is normal. Normal pillowcases will fit on it though.
Cool.
We used to sell pillowcases with it that were custom to the pillow, but women especially, they wanted to put their own pillowcases on it to match the sheets. So now we sell it without the pillowcase. You could use your own.
That makes sense. Some people take pride in their interior design, especially a bedroom. It's just funny though, because I don't take people into my bedroom, so I don't really care what it looks like. But hey, teach their own.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the only one who makes the bed. She doesn't even bother because usually our dog jumps up on top of that, even though he's got these nice beds. That's the other thing. I mean, so how durable are these things, by the way? I mean, just throwing it out there. He doesn't eat pillows or anything, but just thinking, like, I'm guessing because they're handmade, you guys are going a little bit hardcore on the quality.
Well, durable is that it won't go flat on you. So a lot of any pillow is going to go flat. I don't care what it is, but we have a foam core in this pillow to keep the shape and prevent it from going flat. So it will last longer than most pillows.
Okay.
And then we also have booster filler packs. So if it does go flat, it's very cheap, but we can give you a booster filler pack. You could fix the pillow in 2 seconds if you need.
That was gonna be my segue question here. I was like thinking about like, man, like what is the life cycle? Because obviously you're still a business, right? You can't make I mean, I don't think anybody can ever make a lifetime warranted pillow. That's just unrealistic. I mean, I don't even know what the standard life cycle of a pillow is. Maybe you have some stats on that.
From what I've seen, I don't know, about 6 to 8 weeks, it'll start to significantly get thinner.
Okay.
Even with the mattress too. If you go to the mattress store and you lay on it, when you buy that mattress, it's going to be harder than what's in the store. Why? Because people in the store have been laying on it. So they'll tell you in the store, if you ask, it takes, 2-3 weeks for that thing to soften up to where it's comfortable for you.
Right.
And then it goes from there. But the weight of your head and your body, it'll crush anything over time. There's nothing that will withstand that.
That's a good point.
Unless you have like a stone pillow, and that's not going to feel good.
I mean, there's people who love living that paleo lifestyle, that caveman lifestyle, but that doesn't sound too enjoyable. So,
right, yeah.
Now I also noticed you've got this cool part of your site. I'm going to screen share again. I just love screen sharing for video people. I got to show the love for YouTube. You got this cool bedtime stories. So now some are video and some are just regular reviews down here. So When did you
Right.
start building this out? Did this start right away, or then you started having like great reviews and say, you know what, maybe I should put a testimonials page up? But I like how you branded it as bedtime stories.
Yeah, no, as early as possible, I tried to get influencers and, various people that we knew to send in their testimonials and everything. So right from, again, this is marketing. If you don't have this stuff, it's harder to sell. So we've
True.
been working on this since day one, and, they're starting to come in more and more, and it's getting there. So then we got a couple from chiropractors, and, you want the best testimonials you can get. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that DC, Dr. Mark Fitzpatrick here? I know a lot of
right.
DCs. I've had a bunch of them on the show too. So it's
Yeah,
uh,
his story is funny, by the way. So I go to him, I get
yeah.
adjusted and stuff, and I made him the pillow, and he comes and I come in, he goes, Rich, that pillow's awesome, So I said, why? He goes, oh, it helped my neck and all that stuff. And then he puts his hand on my shoulder. He goes, I've been married for 28 years, and you know what my wife said? I said, what? I'm not snoring anymore. And he smiles at me, and I knew what's behind the smile. So I was like, well, good for you. That's great. So
So
it was cool.
even a chiropractor couldn't figure out the pinched airway.
Well, I don't know if it's about couldn't figure out. He gets adjusted and it helps him, but
Yeah.
he needs to get adjusted probably more than he would have, because at night it gets undone every night with a bad
Right.
pillow.
Yeah. Well, that's like I tell people who because I support chiropractic ways, and if you go, you get it. I tell people all the time, if you really want to get a great therapy session, make sure you try and time a massage within a couple of days of that, and you'll have even more lasting results from your adjustment session, because you go in with everything all tight and bound up. I mean, they can make a small impact, but you want to last a little bit. Not everybody's going to a chiropractor every single week. I mean, you can, but I don't.
Right.
I go monthly. So now, and I obviously have regular customers here. I've heard of that guy, Dr. John Tucker. Huh.
Yeah, he's like a sedation dentist. He's a real good guy.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you brought up at the beginning of the show, you brought up dental, jaw, stuff like that. And a lot of people refer to sleep issues being tied to jaw alignment, bite alignment, stuff like that. And there's some validity to that. But it's interesting to see how that overlaps with this sleeping form.
Well, because so I'll tell you a little bit about the jaw. Your tongue is rooted in your lower jaw.
Mm-hmm.
So some people have a forward chin, some people have a recessed chin. So if your jaw is back, your tongue is more likely to fall back into your throat and choke you out and give you apnea and snoring. So they have these things called oral appliances. You put it in your mouth and it advances your lower jaw a couple centimeters. And it helps keep your tongue out of your throat. But that's why. It's because of physiology.
Well, and I got to give you props here, man. You got Dom in your testimonials here.
Dom's cool.
I'm a huge,
a bunch of times.
I mean, he and I are overlapped so many times because I'm a huge keto lifestyle guy, and his research and everything he's doing on the health and fitness side of things is pretty profound. So this is like, honestly, if I went through your entire site, just having this dude on here reinforces you. So yeah. I some people might refer to other people on here. I'm like, nah, I'm good right there. Dom's the man.
Well, I like to get Tim Ferriss if I can. So I've been.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
See if we could talk to him, or Peter Attia, or
Yeah, Pete. See, here's the deal. Tim, I get it. He's the hacker, geeky guy. I don't condone what he says all the time. I'll put it out there. Some people love Tim Ferriss. Some people don't. I actually am more impressed with somebody like the PhD, like Dom. Right? He's in it to win it. He's in the lab. He's doing the testing. He's doing stuff for the military. He's getting after it. Pete, I agree with that as well. So hey, everybody's drawn to their own influencers. So, but the fact you've already got a couple, key names on here, this is huge. Because how long have you been going at this?
We started selling in April, and then in the U.S., it's been selling about a month.
Okay, super cool. So now, what's the next steps then? I mean, so you've been at it for a little while. You got some great reviews on here. You're trying to we're going to try and get the word out there and see some more podcast exposure. But what else is the next step with this? Is there new enhancements coming, or is it already locked and loaded and it's already a great design? Doesn't need to change.
No, now I've made a travel pillow. We tested that. That's working. I have a custom air mattress that I filed a patent on, so I'm going to get that done.
That's
even
interesting.
a regular mattress. I've learned how to make it so that it'll last a lot longer, and deform the right way. So there's more products coming, but there's still a ton of work with this one. We got to get it out there and get a lot more sales and everything and scale it. So
Yeah. Well, and I like the fact, so you basically have four, I mean, is it four key models, right? Travel, the arm wrapper, and then like, I don't know, I'm just going off of that first photo on your website. So I'm just
yeah,
wondering.
so for the head and neck, there's one you hug, if you're a side sleeper, then between your knees and your ankles. Again, you know, look at your legs.
Yep.
The weight of one falls onto the other, so you don't want that lower, you know, that hip area strain. So Anita ankle pillows custom, we do that too. The travel, etc. So it's going into more and more things.
That I like because I remember, God, it's been 2 years ago. I think I read a study about that, and some people regarding hip alignment, knee spacing. Because if you think about it, when you're sitting, when you're standing, when you're driving your car, your legs are never like crushed together, like, you know, pancaked together. And some people, it doesn't faze me, but you know, now that you're saying it, because I'm a side sleeper, sometimes I get a little annoyed. I'm always like moving my knee or something until I find that right spot, and then I'm going to go to sleep. Never really thought about it until just now.
The ideal way to side sleep, by the way, is with 3 pillows, even 4. So head and neck, and then one you hug so you don't roll forward, and then one between your knees and your ankles. Then you should be like at the next level of sleeping, like totally supported. And if you want to get really crazy, the arm you lay on, it stretches out and it could be hyperextended. So I took, this is a couple of years ago, I got like, my kids had this iPad beanbag pillow.
Yeah.
And I would put it on the bed and I'd rest my hand against it so my arm wasn't fully straight, you know, the arm that I lay on. And that was the 4th. And my wife's like, oh my God, seriously? But I said, hey, it's the perfect system, you know? And I put her on it too, and she was like, and passed out. And I said, see, it's, you know, it's not luxury, it helps. You know?
This is you got me thinking, man, because I got that hacky, geeky mindset too. I'm always trying to optimize and improve things. So, because I used to listen to Tim's podcast. I listened to Dom. I listened to a lot of people out there, even Mr. Bulletproof Man himself, Dave Asprey. So,
Asprey,
yeah. But okay. I'm all right. First of all, I'm definitely going to be diving into this after our podcast today. I have to go out. I have 2 more podcasts after this. Then I have to go to an event. But this weekend I'm geeking out on this. So because I want to get my wife a gift. I'm going to make her stand up and stand in front of your app because I can download this on the iPhone, right?
Yep, iPhone and Android. Yep.
Okay. And so, I mean, here's the other thing: is it all standardized like pricing for people hearing this list, or is it different based on the level of customizing, or how's that work?
We're testing pricing, and then depending on if you need one pillow or the huggable and the Anita ankle and all that, obviously it's more with more pillows.
Oh yeah,
so bundling. I mean, we're testing and everything. So yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just intrigued. I was wondering about that. And I like the travel pillow. I actually have. It's probably not as nice as yours. Just a fun way as we're coming toward the end of the show. I have a small. You ever see? Oh God, old fashioned little flour sacks. Like you'd buy flour already ground. They ground the the grain up, and you have these little white flour sacks. So when I was fighting wildfire, I had like 6 or 7 guys from different tribes, native tribes here in the U.S. that were serving as firefighters with me. And the one was super cool from New Mexico, and his wife was amazing. His kids were amazing. At the end of the season party, you know, everybody survived. Everybody's good, you know, hey, happy. And it was like right before layoff, she shows up and had made little pillows out of the flour sacks. And I still have it to this day. I was camping last weekend for my birthday, and but I will say, I was like, I can't believe I was sleeping on this thing in the middle of the woods, you know, for 2 years. But it was better than nothing. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
And now that I think back, it wasn't high enough for my head. I remember wrapping my coat around the pillow to get more volume out of it. And then I found it took me like a couple of months to hack it and figure it out, because I slept just in that pillow last weekend and I was jacked up the next morning.
Yeah.
So I
was talking to Dom D'Agostino recently. He went and did like an undersea thing for like a month, and he didn't take his pillow. I said, why did you take it with you? He's like, oh, sorry. And he said his neck was all jacked up. So that's part of the reason we made a travel version. You want to travel
even the little travel ones you can make in different thicknesses.
Well, once we have your measurements for the head one, it's easy to make a travel one too.
Game on. And see, I'm a minimalist when I travel, but there's certain key things you have to go with. Like, I don't have them right in front of me, but I have my blue blocker glasses. Like, obviously, you know, in the next hour, once the sun sets here, those go on. I mean, I'm religious. Every single night, blue blockers are on. I take because people, again, this goes back to sleep. If you have all these blue light frequencies coming off of your TVs, your iPads, your iPhones, everything else, you are signaling to your brain that it's still daytime. So you don't want that. You want your brain to start winding down before you go to bed. So I highly promote blue blocking, or at least, I mean, bare minimum, they even include it stock on your smartphones now. You can enable it. So
right, night vision mode or night mode. Yeah.
yep, exactly. People are like, why did that get started? I was like, actually, it's their software hack to try and get closer to blue light blocking. Still not as good as putting, a legit pair of blue blocking glasses on, but
Yeah.
it definitely helps. So
You know what you'll enjoy is I've learned about, people used to sit around campfires. Well, what color is the light from a fire? Red and orange.
right.
So it helps you go to sleep
Yep.
at the end of the night. It's funny how nature is,
Well, and then look at a standard pair of proper, 100% blue blockers. They're either a reddish or an orange tinted lens, obviously with the correct UV blocking frequency. But the point is that because it's the opposite of the blue light or the white light color spectrum. So yes,
Right.
I love the connection back to campfires. Well done. Because I was just making a fire last weekend we were camping, and yes, you got that nice orangey flickering, maybe reddish glow, and that you have no problem going to sleep after that. So
What color is the sunset? Same thing.
Yep. Yeah. So we're geeking out about sleep. We're geeking out about proper ways to go to sleep. Now I love the fact I'm going to be playing around with your app this weekend and scoring some pillows. So as we bring this show to a close, obviously you started the show off by hinting that a lot of this was triggered because of you and your own wife and trying to hack this, custom pillow thing. But now that you've grown a business out of it, I'm a very big advocate for, I don't know, trying to like leave behind a legacy, right? Like what's a big message? So for 3 years of running this show now, I've always asked people like, hey man, what's some final words you want to leave behind? What's the all encompassing message? And I think this is important because like this year, I finally launched my own nonprofit. I have my own foundation, now my own 501c3.
Oh, wow.
And I'm excited to see where that's going to go. And I never planned on having that. That just kind of fell into my brain over the past couple of years. So now that you've been running this business and you're impacting sleep now, I mean, what's your all-encompassing message? Like, what are you like seeing as you move forward here?
What I've learned about health is that if you don't feel good, you treat everyone around you badly. You're short with them. All your relationships suffer. If you feel good, you're nicer to people. You're nicer to your wife, your kids, people at work, etc. So if I can help people sleep better and relieve their problems without doing surgery on them, without giving them medications, without any of this other stuff, and it's a natural way to do it, I'm happy. That's the goal of this. The goal, it's called the Good Night Sleep Project because that's the goal. We got 7 nights a week. Can I get you from 2 good nights to 3 or 4 or 5 or even 7? That's like the whole overarching goal here.
Wow. Actually, I love that. Because actually, as we close the show out, that's a great point. I've taught people the same thing when it comes to your fitness, body transformations, everything else. Like guys, like a proper sustainable transformation does take time. So in the beginning, you might get one new better night of sleep. I mean, obviously if the timeline moves faster and you're good to go after a couple of weeks, and yay, but depends on how bad someone's sleep is. And it might take a little while for them to tweak it. They might not have realized they were a multi-pillow person. They might be starting off with 1, and next thing you know, they realize, oh, I should have been a 3 multi-pillow package. So as a side sleeper like me. So
well, here's one more thing for people that are really into health and fitness. So you're spending all your time optimizing your waking hours, right? What about your sleeping hours? If you don't pay attention to that, you could do all this great stuff over here, but it's not going to be nearly as effective as if you take care of that part too, which is critical.
I love what you're bringing up here at the very end, because that's going back full circle at the beginning of the show. I hinted at that. People underestimate the power of rest and recovery, not just your circadian rhythm, but what is the quality you're getting? Like I'm a big guy in the CrossFit space too. And it's like, guys, like you're beating the crap out of yourself at the gym. You maybe have a hard charging career. There's all this stuff going on. Do not underestimate the power of a healthy sleep habit. That is when all the healing, all the recovery, all the rebuilding, all the remodeling, if you're trying to become a superhuman, guess when that's happening? Not in the gym.
Right.
It's happening when you're sleeping. So good point. Well, listen, hang tight. I want to give you a proper goodbye off the air. Ladies and gentlemen, we just geeked a lot about pillows. I mean, more than I think I've ever done. And I knew it was going to happen. So I'm going to screen share one more time for the video watchers. I'm not kidding, guys. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm on it. I'm going to go play with his app this weekend. We're going to get some pillows orders. I want to test this sucker out. And again, check him out at Good Night's Sleep. project.com. Everything's going to be linked in the show notes like we always do. The video will be linked to YouTube. We'll have it up on Facebook. You can, again, I always tell everybody, sharing is caring. So please share. But think about this, guys. I've been through a lot of pillows over the year, and my wife's been through twice as many as mine. And I say never give up until you find the right one. And this could be it. So thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to fuel your health, your business, your lifestyle. Richard definitely helped us do that today. So make sure you go check them out. goodnightsleepproject.com. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to fuel your health, your business, your lifestyle. You too can live the fuel. And we're going to talk to you guys then soon.